Any other thoughts on that question? If not, we move to a question from a viewer in Edina who wants to know if our panel could identify bills that maybe one chamber passed and the other did not, or either failed or did not get to, and wants to know whether or not might be some of those bills that might get resurrected in the special session process. So, this is not infrequently an issue, particularly when the two chambers are controlled by different parties. Some bills go places, others don't. Who wants to talk about that?
Well, I think the one that comes to mind is that we passed a bonding bill at the very last minute, actually.
Yeah, can't blame the House there.
Right, and you're right. It's one of those things that there'd been a lot of talk about throughout the session. There's some flood relief and other disaster relief. It was going to be rather modest in scope. I think it was about $100 million, some renovation for the Capitol, some trunk highway bonds, but actually for a bonding bill, pretty modest in size. And we finally took it up, but it was very, very late in the hour, a couple of minutes before the deadline at midnight. And we did manage to pass it, but I think by the time we passed it, the House had already adjourned or something. And I think that is going to have to be taken up maybe in the special session to try to do something. There's some of those issues I think need to be addressed.
Other bills like that?
I can talk about one very personally. That is my bill for free breakfast for K through 3, and it cost $8 million, about very good investment, I would say. The governor and I share our views. The governor had it in his budget for K through 6, but because of the dispute about what we needed to do and the target that wasn't high enough, that lost and in the Senate, but it did not pass in the House at all, although it had been considered and included in the omnibus education bill.
Other bills?
Legacy bill, which this has happened before. Legacy is the constitutionally dedicated sales tax money that goes to the arts, to environment, and whatnot. And we are required to spend that money, and I think it's, over $500 million or so that you're talking about, and it just ran out of time at the end. So
that's one where the House passed it, but didn't get to the Senate quite in time. Right. And I think, as we look at, I think one of the open questions right now, kind of looking at this issue from a larger perspective, is whether this session is going to be limited to, I think those three, the bonding bill, legacy bill, and education, clearly with the veto are going to be on the table. But do we do other things? I mean, does the tax bill and the transportation bill, which were also, there was a lights-on transportation bill, but kind of the big reform for transportation, and the tax bill, which didn't pass, do those get put on the table, too, as part of this special session? And, I would argue we should at least consider that if there's a way to reach compromise on that, because, if we're going to do it in 2017, we might as well get the tax relief out to people and the money to the roads and bridges this year if we can.